big week. Another big week. And this one is quite big, to be fair. Quarter-final of a European competition. Semi-finals, final is on the horizon. And we've got to get through Lille. And I've gone with the word opportunity. I know that's a word that Unai likes to use. We don't feel pressure. We see everything as an opportunity. And I've had a pretty good opportunity today as well. I've been on the BBC, filming with the BBC. I'll put a clip of it in this little episode as well. I've done it with Uncle Nigel. Not my uncle, my girlfriend's uncle, but we call him Uncle Nigel. So they wanted someone to talk about Villa in Europe, winning the European Cup, and I thought Uncle Nigel's the best man to do it. So there we go, Nigel did his stuff.
My granddad lived in Witten Lane, near the road, and I genuinely can't tell you the first game I came to.
Big week, and it's not a time to start doubting. It's not a time to start doubting this team. It's not a time to start having negative thoughts. We've got to remain positive and we've got to believe in this team. We'll start off with the Europe thing first, then we'll move on to the Premier League. So in Europe, it means a lot to Villa fans. European football means so much. We are a club steeped in European history. We are one of a handful of English teams to ever lift the biggest trophy in European football, the European Cup. We did it in 1982. We're all proud of it. And playing in this Europa Conference League, it's not the same. It's not on that same level. We're trying to get to that level. We're trying to qualify for that tournament again. But this is a starting block. This is something big for Villa. We haven't won a trophy for years. We haven't won a trophy for years, and we all want to win a trophy. We can't turn our nose at trophies. We haven't won one, so this is a big game, big opportunity, and a big part of our future moving forward. If I've said it before, that if we win this European tournament, looks like at worst we're going to get Europa League, which is progress on the Europa Conference League. That will in turn bring better opposition, but in turn this has been the starting block that it's enabled us to gain experience. Not only gaining experience, but gaining experience of playing Thursday, Sunday, gaining experience of travelling, gaining experience of players that haven't played in Europe as well. So the whole thing has been really good for Villa. And European nights under the lights, they do it differently. They're enjoyable, they're fun. They take you away from the Premier League, the stress of the Premier League. So I'm really excited and I'm looking forward to it. We had a blip at the weekend, a blip. It's not a time to panic. It's not a time to throw your toys out the pram. It's not a time to not believe in the team. We didn't lose the game at the weekend. The reaction from some feels like the season's over, Champions League's over, we are failures. We drew a game of football that we probably should have won, being 2-0 up. It's not the end of the world. We didn't lose that game. We drew that game. We got a point. Move on. And Unai wouldn't want us to start disbelieving in the team or not believing in it. We've got to have positive energy this season. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. There's going to be teams that drop points. Spurs are still going to drop points, and we've got to just back the team and believe. And yes, some of the things that the team did on the pitch doesn't help. That we want them to be better. We need them to be better. But we're having a great season. Whatever happens this season, we will have had progress from last season. Like I said earlier, we're probably going to finish at worst in the Europa League, which is progress in itself. But we're level on points with Spurs. They've got a game in hand on us. They've got to play Chelsea in that game in hand, away. Who says that they're going to win that game? It's still all to play for Aston Villa in the Premier League. And one man who I think is starting to understand and become this elite player with the right mentality of what we need, and I think the fans need to have this mentality a little bit as well. Ollie Watkins has said, focus on ourselves, we can beat anyone. Well, we've already shown that we can beat anybody. and we don't make excuses, and we've got some tough games coming up, and we've got to back ourselves. We need the fans to stick with us and keep supporting us through thick and thin. Again, let it sink in, let it hit home that it's not always going to be great. We're not always going to have things go our way. It's not all going to be plain sailing. And we've got to stick with the team. We've got to back them. We've got to believe in them. We've got to harness all of our positive energy on this team. He's also said that I'm really looking forward to the next 6 games we've got in the league and the Europa Conference League. He's also said this season I've had a lot to prove, and I still do, scoring goals and trying to break records, but above all trying to help the team get into the Champions League, which will be massive for us. I'm very confident in the manager and the squad that we can do that. And if the players believe in it and the players want to do it, then I believe in them at the same time as well. So it was a blow at the weekend, but what we're going to do, start moping about thinking that we've blown it and we're not going to get top 4 and we can't go into games and win games that are up and coming. So for me, I think I'm calling for a bit of calm. I'm calling for a bit of composure from the fans, I think. And I'm just thinking, yeah, let's go, let's believe, let's feel like we can do it, because it's really exciting, and we've got a big game at the weekend and I'm really looking forward to it. Arsenal challenge. So yeah, a couple more things. Unai Emery back at the Emirates on Sunday. I guess it would be hard for some to think that we can go to the Emirates and win. Arsenal are playing fantastically well, doing very, very well. But football throws up some funny scenarios and funny permutations and funny, weird vibes that happen. Imagine Emery goes to the Emirates and beats Arsenal and sends Liverpool or Man City top of the league. Who knows what's going to happen? Can't ever just sit here and think, yeah, we're gonna lose, we're gonna write this one off. That's it. We've got absolutely no chance. We've already shown that we can beat the best teams in this league, and I'm sure that we're going to have some more shock results where we just get it together and we play brilliant football and we score loads of goals. So again, at the weekend, I'm looking forward to that one. But, Lille's first. We've got to focus on Lille, and that's going to be a difficult game. They've got some fantastic players. They are doing really well in the league. Their form's quite decent as well. So it's going to be a really, really tough game, tough battle over the course of 2 legs. But Unai's the man. Unai, this is where we get into Unai bread and butter territory of results and games in Europe of 2 legs, how we can prepare for 2 legs. So yeah, I think Unai will be very, very prepared for this game. And the Premier League as a whole, really, we saw Spurs beat Forest. Spurs went 1-0 up, Forest came back, weren't easy for Spurs, and then second half they sort of just steamrolled them, so they've gone level on points with us. But I think it's going to be going down to the wire this. We've got Arsenal away, they've got Newcastle away. That's a very, very difficult game for Spurs away at Newcastle. They've still got to play City, they've got to play Chelsea, they've got to play Arsenal. So many difficult games in there in this block of running fixtures now for Spurs. So it's important that we pick up points and just keep going and keep believing. And yeah, I think the title race is getting exciting now. It's getting really exciting. We saw United do a usual United, play crap and get something from a game, and they keep doing it, don't they? They've done it all season. Liverpool couldn't finish their chances, and look, Liverpool absolutely battered Man United first half. We're 1-0 up, we're 2-1 down, and came back to draw 2-2, similar to what we did at the weekend. Yeah, similar to what we did at the weekend. So it happens to a lot of teams, but I do think Man City are going to win the league. I think City now a point behind. look like they're going to be in steamroller mode. It looks like this is steamroller mode for them, so they're going to have to win 9 games in a row, and I think they're going to do it. I think they're going to win all 9 games in a row, and I think Arsenal will drop points. Could you see Arsenal dropping points to Aston Villa at the Emirates with Unai Emery? Weirder things have happened. So I think for the title race, I do think City are going to win it. So I do see Arsenal dropping points somewhere. Maybe they drop points against Spurs, or they've got to go to Old Trafford, so that's where I could potentially see them dropping points. Relegation battle, Luton are won again. Luton are winning games, so it looks like Luton are, going to keep plugging away. And I look at Forest, and I think Forest are in a bit of a problem. I think they're in a bit of a mare, and I think Forest could potentially get relegated. So I've done some filming with the BBC, so I thought I'd just do a little bit of an episode of how I'm feeling after the weekend, and I know a lot of you do like these sort of episodes as well. So cheers everyone, cheers for watching. We'll have all of our content coming up now for Lille. We've got match preview coming out, we've got predicted lineup, so yeah, up the Villa.